if we want to care for our neighbors in need around the globe, and if we want to truly bless the children as Jesus did, one of the most important things for us to do is tend to the healing of the earth. So we pray for the healing of the earth and the life-giving ecosystems of the earth, for awareness of our role in climate change and other forms of environmental destruction, and for the will to change the way we live. O
God of life, hear our prayer. For the well-being of people and all living things in need of healing, for all who are worn down by illness, especially those who are ill with the COVID-19 virus right now, and for all who have died, and for their loved ones. For medical providers, first responders, social workers, grocery store and retail workers, and all who serve in vulnerable ways during this pandemic. O God of life, hear our prayer.
For all who have lost jobs or income, and for those who are likely to suffer most during a crisis like this, neighbors without access to health care, families who are already struggling to put food on the table, those suffering with mental illness, people in jail or in ICE detention centers, those experiencing homelessness, and all of our neighbors experiencing isolation.
For your presence with those who grieve today, we think of Rebecca Avery Quinn and the family of Dale Lyles, both for the pain of the world that all of us feel on some level, and for those who have lost loved ones in recent days, and for the needs of all who are on our hearts today. Miriam McNutt, after the loss of her brother, Bud Fields. John and Carol LaRue, after the loss of a loved one, a young man who committed suicide. For Miguel, for Helen Rundle, for Robin McMahon, for Lillian Rivera, for Sheila Owenby, Ted, Jessica's dad Ted, for Kimberly Barnes' co-worker Mia, for Alice Wershing, for Massimo, for Stephanie, for the family of Sarah Scott, including Anthony Hayworth after the death of Gloria Tanner, for Ann Lacey, for Kathy Hughes, for Sam Bell and Ashley Allen, for Joanne Hall and Randy Schown, Jenny Harshbarger, Pam Bradshaw, Tracy Gale and Tiffany Adair Wall, just take a moment, if you will, to hold someone you know in your heart in prayer. O God of life, hear our prayers. Grant healing and hope to all who are in need, O God, wherever they may be today, and surprise us, we pray, with resurrection power in all the wounded places of our lives and our world. Amen. I want to thank people who are continuing to send checks to Church of the Savior during this time to support our ongoing ministry and to care for our staff and the other kinds of things that we're continuing to do here. If you're able to do that during this time, we really appreciate your gift. And it describes in the service that was sent out yesterday different ways to do that, either sending a check to the church, or now you're able to give, to do online giving. So read about that, and you can continue to support the ministries of this church. This month, our second mile gift is Family Promise. That's also described in what was sent out yesterday. And if you want to support that particular ministry, a ministry of support for families struggling with homelessness, one of the only places, if not the only place in Knoxville, where families can stay together who are struggling through homelessness, you can make a gift to make an offering to the Second Mile Gift, again, either with a check indicating Second Mile Gift, or through our online giving. There's a place to give to the Second Mile Gift. And whatever you give to that effort goes entirely to that effort. So if that's something you'd like to support, please consider doing so. Thank you for your gift. All right, we'll continue now with the closing litany of prayer.
Please join me in reading this. It's from At Home in the Web of Life.
And Pam, I forgot. You have a memory of Earth Day too.
I do?
Go.
Okay.
Please share with us. Yeah.
Here we go, okay. I feel very fortunate that I was alive for the first Earth Day in 1970. There was a lot of young energy around, protesting against the Vietnam War and advocating for Earth. I was a senior in high school at that time, so ready to launch myself into the big wide world, to learn stuff and do stuff. And of course I knew everything. 50 years later now, I feel very fortunate to be alive for Earth Day 2020. So here's what I've been thinking about on this anniversary. No one knows everything. Life on Earth is precious and beautiful and ugly and wonderful and hard. We are all responsible for ourselves, for each other, and for Earth. After 50 years of Earth Days, we have collectively learned a lot. More and more of us worldwide accept the science of climate change. Our eyes are open and we see what climate change is already doing to Earth. Young folks are rising up to reclaim their rights to a healthy Earth. We still have a chance to correct our behaviors so that we honor this beautiful blue marble and the call to life that brought us forth. So I have hope.
Amen.
Okay, now, please join me in the litany of prayer from At Home in the Web of Life. This is a pastoral message by the Catholic Bishops of Appalachia from 1995. To say that creation is revelation means that the splendor of the Appalachian Mountains, their valleys and coasts, their ridges and hollows,
their skies and forests,
their rivers and streams and springs,
their plants and animals,
all show us God's glory.
and speak to us of God's deep peace and bountiful presence.
To be created in God's own image means that we are called to recognize the earth as God's own garden.
We are called to care and love for our precious earth, just as God cares and love for all people and all creation.
Thank you, Pam. And thank you, all of you, Carol and Sam and Pam, for your Earth Day thoughts today. It's really great to hear that, hear how important it is to you. So to close out the service today, we're going to sing a closing hymn. I've got Peace Like a River, using the words that are found in your program that was sent out yesterday, so feel free to belt it out at home if you'd like to, because we're just winging it here anyway. And we're going to sing 6 verses all the way through. So. head out.
I'm going to read a benediction that is of Celtic origin. The Celts were well known for their reverence for earth and for life and all creation. This is called the blessing of light. May the blessing of light be on you, light without and light within. May the blessed sunlight shine upon you and warm your heart till it glows like a great fire, and strangers may warm themselves as well as friends. And may light shine out of the eyes of you like a candle set in the window of a house, bidding the wanderer to come in out of the storm. May the blessing of rain be on you, to beat upon your spirit and wash it fair and clean, and leave there many a shining pool where the blue of heavens shine, and sometimes a star. May the blessing of the earth be upon you, the great round earth. May you ever have a kindly greeting for people as you're going along the roads. And now may God bless you and bless you kindly. Amen.
Peace be with you, joy be with you this week, and find time to be out in the beauty of creation. Go in peace. Thank you, guys.